So I decided that I was starting painting miniatures. So basically, a few weeks, maybe days ago, me and my wife we got Adventure Begin from D&D, and in the box there was some small miniature that comes with it. As you see, like the red one. I think this one was blue, that one was green, and that one was yellow. Uh, Me and my wife we were playing, and at one point I decided, wouldn't that be cool if we could see all those details? And that's how I started painting miniatures a few days ago. So the first thing I did, okay, what should I do? Well, I got a box for $17 at Walmart with a few brush, and they were all acrylic paints. And there was a lot of them, so I thought, oh, that was a good plan. And I started painting miniatures. So I started with the elf, that green one. So I was watching, I think his name is Sigmar on YouTube. And I was looking how he was doing it, and a few sites like mini studios and stuff like that. And I tried to use their techniques, dry brushing, etc., the wash and whatnot. So that's the first one. So as you can see, I used too much dry brushing for the black, and I wasn't thinning my paint enough. It's really thick. So that was the first one. So what I did, I just got the green paint and I started painting it. And I wasn't thinning my paint. I was just, it looks pretty thin. So I was just using the brush and, wiping it. And what I realized, it's every time I put my brush in the water and I was painting again, I realized I could be more precise with it and be doing less chunks. So that was the first one. It was actually pretty neat. I tried to do that black dry brushing. The thing is, black dry brushing is actually not that great, and I wasn't too good at it. So I decided to move to another one. So I went for the dwarf. As you can see, that's my dwarf. So it's so ugly. So sorry. Yeah, I hope you guys realize I'm not an expert. Actually, really, just to show you from where I'm starting, and we'll see my progress over the next couple of days or weeks. It depends how good or how much I can stay focused on this new hobby. So for this one, I painted the whole suit yellow. Everything that was cloth blue. The pants was actually more brownish, and I wanted it to look a bit more rough. So I did again this time the wet wash or layering, whatever. So I used my black, thin it down really a lot with a lot of water, and I covered the yellow part with it. It's not bad. It's not pretty, but it's a start, As you can see, the hair is actually like a pinkish color. The face was actually pink. When I put the the black wash over the helmet, it dropped in the eye section, and the whole face turned black. So the only thing I decided that's gonna be a dark dwarf, as simple as that. And I put the yellow dots for the eyes, and gives it that look of a more demonic dwarf. So yeah, after that I moved to the mage. And I was starting to get a bit better, but as you see, thinning too much my water, was doing mess, I was more in a hurry. I was trying to cut the time, and then I realized if you want to do miniature, you cannot speed run it. The elf was my first one, and I took my time, right? I was really curious about how good I could do it and what I could do. And on the dwarf, I was trying even better. And on this one, I kind of went faster, and I kind of lost interest in it. Maybe later on, I'll try actually to fix it. But for now, I was like, okay, good enough for now. What's the next part? And the next part was Warhammer. Here is my startup. So I went to a hobby shop that was close by. I live in a small village, so I had to drive like an hour to get a box of Pathfinders for, I think, $50. Then I got some primer. I tried for, I forgot to say that about the Mage. I tried some primer that I had for cars, and that was way too thick. So I lost a lot of detail in it. So I was wondering if the one from Army Painter was actually thinner. It's actually a bit better. So yeah, so the box $50. The primer was about $7, I think. Each small paint was actually $5 each. I think 7 for the Arax shade, Earth shade. So about another 30 something dollars. The glue, the hobby knife, the small clippers, and I got from Wargame, I think that was $20, a few smaller bristles, and those I just bought them into a really cheap dollar store, and basically the first starting package cost me over $100, so maybe 120 with tax. So that was a lot of money, and at the dollar store I got the that little tray at the same time for painting. So from there, what I did, I started painting my first one. I think this one is actually my second one, but anyways. So I primed it. I primed it without the arms. I just built up on the on the base, the legs, torso, head, and I primed it like that. And as you can see with my other hand, I had a lot of problem of this, priming my fingers over and over again. So anyway. So later on, I went and I bought a Citadel little holder. It was another $20. So it's really not a cheap hobby to start up. But the thing is this, once you got your paint, you're not going to use a lot of them. Actually, if I put my brush in one of them like 4 times maximum, it's really a lot. And a lot of it, I just brush it off on the palette itself. So yeah, so this was my second one. As you can see, I was learning a bit more about how thick I had to go, and I was doing it over and over. So this one was 3 times, and you still see a lot of brush strokes on that, and I had a lot of problem around the edges. So yeah, learning. So if you wonder the colors, I decided I was looking at the not the codex, but the rule book. Just went on the app and you pay $3 for the Warhammer app. I think it's $3 per month, and it gives you access to all the codex, all the rule books, all the pictures. So that was cheaper than buying that $90 rule book plus the codex for something dollars. So the only thing I did, I just paid for it for 1 month. I took a few pictures, snap on my phone just to remember the more important one, and yeah. So that's how I started. So yeah, so the first one was pretty much the same as that one. Was learning a bit more, did a bit better. After that, I moved to this one, and yeah, I went a bit more with the details. The first one I kind of evade details. So this one I was trying to do a bit more of small details like the hair, the tip of the sword, etc. So it wasn't that bad. I just realized that the $20 brush that I bought were actually just good for the smaller one, for the earth shade. Trying to focus. And yeah, so that was the only thing that was good in it. Beside that, everything else I was using the dollar store type of brush. So that's another thing that I learned. And when I did like 4 of them, that's when I realized that I was in over my head, and it became a drug instantly, completely instantly. So then I got an army. And this is the army. So yeah, I didn't waste all the money you expect me to have wasted. That's the good thing. You go on eBay, Amazon, you always see I don't remember the price, the actual price. Let's say the piranhas are $50. Well, if you go on eBay, sometimes you'll find them for 40 with $12 shipping and stuff like that. So I was using Facebook. There is a lot of groups on Facebooks of Warhammer. I suggest that 200%. This was the best call ever. This whole thing, all the piranhas, the long stride, the crisis without the box, the broadside, stealth, battle suit. That's a few of my Pathfinders. 2 hammerhead. I got an old crisis that I salvaged from somebody for $2, and a shadow sun. And I got a deep strike veteran on the other side. But the whole thing cost me less than $100. I got those for $10 each. I got the long stride for $7. The broadside were, I think, $30 each, and I got them for $45 for both of them, and stuff like that, right? So the stealth were pretty much a donation. This was less than $7. So I just went there, asked people, I just posted stuff, and I gathered the army like this. Actually, my biggest investment was actually the Pathfinders and a Riptide that's supposed to come by the mail. And the Riptide is brand new in a box, and I got it for $50 instead of the $100 that is on the Game Workshop. So you can find people getting rid of their army or moving to another army or focusing more on something else. And from there, that's how I started building that army. Then I realized I will never touch a piranha. I will never touch a broadside or the keel or even the Warhammer with my brush. So I was like, what am I going to do? And that's why you saw the compressor with the airbrush in the other room. It's obvious. It's going to take forever. I'm not that good. So I'll need to practice the airbrush to be able to do the large surface. And after that, for the details, I'll be able to go with the brush. So I'll keep working on my Pathfinders for the couple of next days to practice my brushing before moving to airbrushing. So airbrushing is going to be really the next step after not mastering, but at least being happy with my results from my brushing. And you'll see I may do a video about reviewing the airbrush. Try to post that at the same time as this video. So what I'll do, I'll actually follow each step of me progressing into this new hobby. I have no idea if I'm going to be good or not. I'm not a professional. It's like I'm telling you guys. I just started. And I think sometimes it's good to see somebody else do the mistakes and learn from them. I saw a lot. The best one I think I see till now was Squidmar on YouTube, where he actually shows, but he's a guy with a lot of experience. So sometimes it can be really scary for somebody starting. And for me, that was the purpose of this video. It's me starting up and showing you guys my progression. If somebody wants to follow me and do the same and learn at the same time as I learn, you're more than welcome to follow me. So basically, yeah. So I'll try to find a way to keep my phone in a position where I can actually film myself painting and you can actually see how I do it. And wish me luck, because I went over my head with that. The last thing is that lamp. That lamp was $20. It's a really cheap lamp. And as you can see, there's a magnifier in it. Really, really cheap lamp with the LED light, so I'm able to paint under it. But for the videos, maybe I won't use that. So yeah. So that's it for my first video. The next one, I don't know where it's going to be and how I'm going to set up the whole thing so you guys can see it. But yeah. Let's try this. Step 1, tell about it. Step 2, start doing it. All right. Wish me luck.